What is up, guys? Welcome to this video. I'm here with Gino. I don't know if you guys can see him right here, but he's hanging out with me today. He's going to help me with this question and answer. Now, this is the third question and answer I've done on this channel, and I love doing these, and I hope you guys enjoy watching these and asking me questions because I love answering them. So I have 29 questions on here, which is going to make for a fairly quick, I don't know what I'm saying, quick answering session. I'm going to have to get through each question fairly quickly, and I may take a little longer on some questions and be quicker with other ones. We'll just see how this goes. I'm going to try to keep this under 15 minutes, and we are already almost a minute in. So let's get this video started. Any tips regarding photo shoot preparations a few days before a shoot? Yes, there's two things that I pretty much do, which is water deplete and carb load. So what you want to do is 3 days before a shoot, you want to drink less and less water each day. Now that being said, you don't want to like totally dehydrate yourself. You don't want to be unsafe with it, but you just want to drink maybe a little bit less water than what you would normally do. So for me, for example, I usually take in a gallon or a gallon and a half a day. So 3 days before a shoot, I'd maybe take in a half gallon. 2 days before a shoot, maybe a quarter gallon. And then the day of the shoot, I'd just be sipping on the water. On top of that, also add asparagus in and drink a lot of coffee. Now those two things are natural diuretics, which means it's going to flush all the water between your skin and your muscles out of your body, giving your muscles a very tight look against your skin, giving you more defined muscles and more definition. And then the second thing I do is carb load. So for example, if you guys are taking in 300 grams a day of carbs, maybe the day before a shoot you want to go to 400 to 500 grams of carbs just that day before, and that's going to give your muscles a fuller look. It's going to give you more definition, it's going to make you look more solid and tight. You guys definitely want to experiment what helps you or what works for you the most. For me, it took me about a year to 2 years to figure out what amount of water, what amount of carbs I need the day before to get that look that I want to look like on the shoot day, if that makes sense. But yeah, and if you guys are taking the carb load very seriously, you might even want to taper off the carbs 3, 4, 5 days before the shoot. It depletes your muscles of all the glycogen and carbs in your system, and then the day before a shoot, you shock your muscles and you fill it up with carbs. So how do you keep yourself motivated? I think setting goals and accomplishing goals is what keeps me motivated. So I set a goal, I reach it, I set another goal and I reach it. That's what keeps me motivated. Since you're pretty famous on IG, do girls freak out when they see you in real life? Not really. I don't really go out much when I'm in Portland, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like to I go to the gym, I stay home, I work on my stuff, I hang out with Gino, I hang out with some friends, but I'm not really going out anywhere where I meet a lot of people. But when I'm in Miami, I do meet a lot more people that recognize me, and I also, when I'm home, I do meet a lot of people at the gym when I can just tell that they know me from Instagram. If they're with a friend, they're like whispering to their friend, and they're kind of looking at me, and then they look back at their phone, look at me again. So I kind of do notice, but I wouldn't say anyone freaks out. If you guys do ever see me in public, feel free, if you guys even see me at the gym, feel free if you want to come up to me, get a picture, talk to me a little bit. I love to talk to you guys. I love meeting you guys. Or how does training differ when you're cutting compared to when you're bulking? For me personally, my training doesn't change at all. I may add a little bit more cardio, I may do a little bit less volume to make sure I'm not overtraining, but my reps and my sets are pretty much going to stay the same. That being said, you guys have to realize that when you're in a deficit, your weight, your strength is not going to be the same as if you're in a surplus. So let's say you're benching 315 pounds when you're in a surplus, and now you're benching like 295 for the same amount of reps. That is going to happen just because your body doesn't have the strength of what it had in its surplus. Do you like fitness expos, and are you coming to FIBO 2016? I love fitness expos. I always like watching other YouTubers when they're at fitness expos, their vlogs and stuff like that, and just hanging out with their team members. I personally would love to go to an expo as maybe an athlete, but as of right now, I don't have any plans on going to any expos. If Gymshark wants to take me, they can. I would love to go and meet some of you guys. Since you're cutting soon, how many cardio sessions will you incorporate into your weekly routine? I love these questions because this is actually the week that I'm going to transition from surplus to a deficit of calories, which means I'm going to be cutting starting next week. Right now, I'm kind of maintaining my 200 pounds for like just a little while, just to ensure that I'm going to get as much muscle mass as I can. How much cardio sessions will I do? Right now, I do 0. And I can definitely feel it. I'm like out of breath a lot of the time after my workout. So I kind of am excited to get some cardio, to incorporate some cardio back into my regimen. I don't have a set in stone plan of how much cardio I'm gonna do or how much calories I'm gonna be doing throughout this cut. But I am pretty much going to start with maybe 1 to 2 days of cardio each week for maybe a couple weeks, reevaluate where I'm at, reevaluate how I'm feeling and how fast I'm going down and if I'm comfortable with that and how my strength is. And then from there, I'll either taper off the cardio or add more cardio in. But I can't see myself needing more than 3, maybe 4 days of cardio depending on how fast I want to cut each week. So right now, 1 to 2 days, maybe 3 to 4 eventually. Do you recommend eating higher carbs or lower carbs? I don't know if you're referring to this as in general or if you're referring to someone cutting, but every body is different. Like for example, Austin takes in I think he said 2,300 calories each day, and he's gaining weight off that. He's gaining good weight, but he's gaining weight off 2,300 calories. And then for me, for example, I'm literally double the calories and I'm losing weight off of that. Everybody is different in how they handle their carbs. So if you guys are naturally thin and naturally skinny like me, don't be afraid of carbs. Don't be afraid of 400, 500 grams of carbs each day to put on the weight that you want. Do you know any good chest workouts for women? This is a good question because going on right now, there's a lot of skepticism in the fitness industry that girls and guys should work out differently. But for me personally, I think they can pretty much work out the same, do the same amount of reps, the same exercise and everything like that. Let's say a girl and a guy both want to be powerlifters. They're going to be doing the same amount of reps. They're going to be doing the same amount of volume. They're going to be doing the same exercises. Obviously not the same weight, but I think for the most part, girls and guys can work out the same. And I'm interested, what do you guys think about that? You guys can comment down below and let me know what you guys think. But to answer your question, I think good chest workouts are, if you're more advanced, you can do barbell press, incline barbell press, dumbbell press, incline dumbbell press. You can do dumbbell flies as well. But if you guys are just getting to the gym and you don't really know much about working out, I always recommend starting with machine work, like your chest press or your machine flies, anything like that. So it just depends on how experienced you are. What is the best time to eat after a workout? And how many protein shakes should I drink a day? For me, for my preference, I like to eat 30 minutes to an hour after a workout, but like I said in one of my other videos, meal timing isn't necessarily important as long as you're hitting your calories for the day. But personally, I always recommend for you guys to have either something right after your workout, like a protein shake or a banana, and then come home maybe 30 minutes to an hour after and have a solid meal. And then how many protein shakes should I drink a day? Protein shakes aren't a necessity in your diet. You don't absolutely need them. You don't even need them at all if you're hitting your macros. Protein is just a supplement to supplement in more protein in your diet if you need it. Let's just use me for an example. I'm at 270 grams of protein a day. Let's say I have 20 more grams left in the day. So I'm gonna have a protein shake to hit that 20 grams. But if I am already at 270 grams of protein for the day and I'm trying to get 270, I don't need a protein shake, so there's no use of having one. So to answer your question, it depends on how much protein you have left in your diet and how much protein shakes it's gonna take to hit that. But I always recommend getting as much protein, carbs, and fat with whole foods as possible, and then just use protein powder or protein shakes as a supplement to hit your macros for the day. So, I mean, anywhere from 0 to 3 shakes a day is totally fine. Do you have a day where you would eat anything you want? I think I've seen in my most recent videos, I have been pretty much eating either a meal or something small every day that I enjoy, or that I make sure this is still recording. I have been pretty much eating whatever I want. It could be very small, like something as an ice cream sandwich, or it could be just something as big as like a whole meal. But since I'm in a surplus, I have been pretty much eating what I want each day. But now that I'm in a cut, I am going to limit that to pretty much a cheat meal, not a cheat day, to once a week, just as kind of a reward to myself, and also kind of use it as a refeed day. I don't recommend having a day where you eat whatever you want unless you want to do a food challenge. Try to keep it to a meal or just a snack if possible. What pre and post workout have you been using? I've been using C450X, which is pretty much a stronger version of their normal C4, and it's blue raz flavor. It's pretty good. I recommend using it, mixing it with at least 16 ounces of water if you guys want to use that. And as always, I have my discount code Palladino, which will save you 25% and give you free shipping. Post workout, it's either between Optimum Nutrition's chocolate whey or Cellucor's, what they gave me, their cinnamon swirl, which is very good. What is the biggest challenge you've had to overcome so far? The biggest challenge is realizing that you guys are competing, or you guys are going to the gym, you guys are working out for yourself. You're not there to compete against anyone else. You're not there to compare yourself to anyone else. You're not there to compare your shoulders to someone else's shoulders. If they have wider shoulders, if they have better abs, if they have lower body fat. You guys are going to the gym to better yourself, to compete against yourself, not to compete against others. So I think a big thing for me to overcome was to realize that I am going to the gym for myself and not to look at and look better than anyone else or anything like that. I think once you guys realize that, you'll be happier, you'll have better workouts, you'll just enjoy working out more, and it'll just make you a happier person once you realize that you're going to the gym for yourself and not anyone else. What supplements do you take and when do you take them? Does the brand influence on quality? I take fish oil, daily vitamin, creatine, amino acids, casein protein, whey protein, a pre-workout. I believe that is it, but if there's anything else, I'll make sure to put it in the video right now. and does brand influence on quality? Not really. I mean, 25 grams of protein is going to be 25 grams of protein no matter what brand it's from. Same thing with 5 grams of creatine is going to be 5 grams of creatine. So don't necessarily try to get worry about getting the most well-known product out there. You guys just have to look at the label, and if it says 5 grams of creatine, it's pretty much going to be 5 grams of pure creatine. That being said, if you guys feel safer going with a more popular brand, go for it. But if something's like ridiculously cheap, I also would maybe avoid that as well. But if there's something that's maybe a competitive price and it's kind of well known, then maybe you want to go for that and save a little bit of money, as long as it is what it says on the label. If I could have one superpower, what would it be and why? I want to fly, just because I think it'd be awesome. I can get around places and I don't have to be in traffic. Macro ratio for bulking and cutting. I don't have a ratio right now from cutting, because I don't necessarily, like I said, I don't have anything set in stone. I'm gonna take each week as it is and go from there, make adjustments as it is. But I will keep you guys in the loop on my macros for when I'm cutting. But my bulking macros or ratio right now, I believe, is over 50% carbs. It might even be at 55%. I believe I'm a little lower than 30% of protein right now, and then I think I'm between 20 and 25% of fats. But I'll look for that and I'll put it in the video right now for you guys. I'm gonna have to be really quick now. 17 minutes, holy crap. Okay, if you weren't modeling, what would you be doing? I'd probably be doing the same thing right now. I'd probably be trying to start my own business, be an entrepreneur, do something on my own, be my own boss. So that's what I'd be doing. I might also be personal training as well on the side. What is the most rewarding part about working out? I think reaching your goals, setting goals, trying to achieve them, and then just getting the results from it. If you could do one exercise for the rest of your life, what would it be? I would say lat pull down or chest or bench press, barbell bench press. Hey, what is the best way to get rid of belly fat? You can't spot reduce fat, so that being said, you can't target your belly fat and just try to lose that. Body fat is gonna come off altogether. There may be more stubborn parts on your body. For most people, it's the sides right here, the back, your stomach, and then your legs. But that's just gonna be like a calorie deficit and just more cardio. Favorite candy? I would say Reese's or the cookies and cream Hershey things. How many hours a week do you work out? I would say when I'm on rest days, I'm at like 30 minutes a day, and then on days where, like, let's say a back day or a leg day, which take a little longer, I'm about at 3 hours. So on average, I'd say about 2 to 2.5 hours a day. Do you shave your chest? Yes, I shave my chest. It actually gets really annoying. I shave it about every week to every 2 weeks. Did you know Austin before modeling? What's it like traveling for modeling? Yes, and actually no, I didn't know Austin before modeling. We met in LA 3 years ago when he was on stay in the mall apartment with 2 management, and I went there for a week just to do some more photo shoots and just kind of hang out. And we both stayed at the mall apartment, and that's how we met. That's how actually how I met Braden and Charlie as well. What's it like traveling for modeling? If it was boring, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't be doing it. So to answer your question, I love traveling for modeling. I love meeting new people. I love going new places. I love just being more independent. Surprisingly, there's not a lot of stress involved in traveling. Usually, if there's a good client that's willing to fly you out, they usually have you pretty well taken care of. There was one time last year I went to a resort in Cancun, Mexico. They flew us out for a 3-day shoot. We hung out for 3 days, and we pretty much shot for only 5 to 6 hours for 2 of the days. So we pretty much had a lot of downtime. Everything was paid for, everything was taken care of. We had room service, all inclusive, as much as we wanted to eat. So like, if you have a good client and they're willing to fly you out, they're most likely going to be taking care of you, which is awesome. What in society do you think needs most improvement? I think people need to be less judgmental and more understanding of people's situation, and don't judge people so quick, because you don't know what's going on in their life, you don't know what's happening, you don't know their background or anything like that. So I think people need to be less judgmental in society. Is Austin single? Yes, he is, ladies. That is going to wrap up this Q&A, guys. Gino wanted to say bye to you guys one last time, and we will see you in the next one.